Hello, welcome back to Pentiment. It's me, a Proustian, and I believe I'm on my way to prank the father, which is going to be super fun. Hey Magda, okay, you don't notice or care that I talked to Artemis, and Artemis has talked me into something. Oh boy. Actually, let me check that it's on the map. There's still just the salt mine. Could I conceivably go there without pranking? I should at least check it out, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a mistake. Like maybe once I start investigating it, that's it. But we'll see. I'm curious if shoot, was it this way? Yeah. I'm curious to see how far I can get without having to help them. But maybe it just means it's a bad idea. Like here's a mine shaft. I have rope. Baltus gave me this rope to climb down, but it might take a while. Should I go now? Okay. So one, it will take a while. You know what? Okay, listen. Normally, I hate pranks, but I kind of like Artemis and Apollo. Like, I don't know. And this is my friend Cold Run being a purposefully bad influence on me. I think he wants to push me to do not necessarily bad things in video games, but to make sure I'm making interesting choices, right? And seeing interesting stuff. And that's what this feels like, is if I do this, I'll see interesting stuff. Hi, Thomas. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. Oh, I can just give it to him. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to put it back. So I found your missing key. Oh, you found it. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Magdalene. Where did you find it, if I may ask? Ah, now here's the thing. Do I snitch or no snitch? I am gonna lie to the father. This is. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, on the grass outside the church. It must have slipped from your pocket. Just outside the church. I'd looked there already. Ah, these eyes of mine must be getting old. Thank you for returning the key to me, Magdalene. You may have saved the whole town from severe consequences. I somehow doubt that, Father. Well, I thank you nonetheless. God bless you, Magdalene. Until later, Father. Okay, the key to salvation. I did it. I returned the key. So now can I go get help from Artemis and Apollo? Yeah, I found the shaft. Key to salvation. There we go. They stole the key. They asked me one way or another I should report back to Artemis. Okay, as I suspected. I did, and I didn't even snitch, even though it was a little bit tempting. And she was up by the shrine, catching frogs. Thing is, I don't think they'll catch very many, at least. Hey, Mags. How's your errand going? I gave the key to Father Thomas. I told him I found it outside the church. He didn't suspect anything. Ha! Well, I suppose that works. All right, as promised. Apollo and I will show you how to get into the mine. Come on, follow me. I hope it's better than just here's the mine shaft. Are you sure you want to do this, Magdalene? There's some creepy things down there. Who knows how many people have died in those mines? Right, it's probably haunted. You should back out now. While you still can. You two don't scare me. I'm going down there. Alright. Can't blame us if a ghost gets you. You were warned. Anyway. It's not that bad as long as you know where to put your feet. We do it all the time. Come on, let's get on with it. I don't want to get in trouble again. Fine, fine. Start with your feet on the inner ledge, Magdalene, and then look for ledges that look like shelves. Okay, so I'm getting instructions, so I'm probably getting down safer. Alright, here goes. Don't forget to move your hands down before your feet so you don't slip. Hike your skirt a little so you don't get it caught too. It's easier that way. Wait, the missing rung. Oh, right. There's a missing rung near the bottom. Watch your step or you'll fall. Uh-huh, like this idiot. Why'd you have to say that? Why do you always have to embarrass me? Alright, I got it. Thanks. I could have probably just used the rope. But we'll see how this goes, the repercussions. I can always explain to Father Thomas in confession. I lied to you about the key because I wanted to get into the mine. Oh, there was the missing rung. I might have missed that if I just came down with the rope. I did it. I'm at the bottom. Good job, Magdalene. Good luck doing whatever you're doing down there. Hope you don't die, Magdalene. Thanks. Climbing out might be trickier. Oh well, time to take a look around. I was gonna say, do you have any source of light here, Magda? Look before you climb. Get assistance climbing down the mine shaft. Okay. Well, I got a thing for that. There are a lot of different coins down here. How odd. It's not like this is a saint's well. Ah, people throw coins down it. Oh, a tablet. They're still writing on it. Ooh, this is good. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note? Yeah, I mean, the love, right? I don't remember much of my high school German, but... Oh, no. Uh... Poor Jay. I hope her lover was better at things other than poetry. I feel like Magdalene would have high standards. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. This winch must have been attached to some sort of hauling and pulley system. Fascinating. That's cool. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Yeah, that's the goal. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. No horns. Looks like a mule to me. Maybe it hauled that winch. Poor creature dying down here. That's what must have scared Apollo so much. Okay, I think the little investigation one, that was one of her backgrounds that I chose, and I just totally forgot. Oh, cave, huh? We'll come back to that. Oh, what's this? A piece of pottery. It's beautiful. That's right, we know there's pottery. Fine, I'll do the cave. That the farmers were finding in their fields. Oh, wow, this is extensive. Yet another pottery piece. Is it all the same pieces, or... Yeah, another piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. I mean, that would be interesting, right? To be able to, like, put it together. Another piece. Oops. No, down here. I wanted to see the animal. Oh, these must be the same kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the fields. To think there's so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. Huh. Okay. She's a lot more chill about being in this mine shaft than I would be. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. The pottery is scattered everywhere. I have gotten like, what, 6 or 7 pieces? Oh, this is in Latin? Tassia. A Latin inscription here. Tassia, give me water, or Pluto preserve me. This salt is drying me to death. Yikes. Doesn't sound like working down here was pleasant. Alright. Oh, lots of cave art. This looks like a Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. See if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct in the spring. The abbey was an old fort up on the hill, and there's the rest of the town, yeah. Salina, so that's salts. Aqueducts, obviously. Castrum for the castle fort. These I don't know. Mithraeum, Balneum. Wait, what's down here? What's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum. I don't recognize that word from any of my books. Yeah, this one. Can't quite tell if it's meant to label what it's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Well, whatever it is, it's not in Tassing now. It's so odd. Interesting. Yeah, here was the town itself. So this would be, here's the meadows. This would be near where the church is now, I think. Ooh, another piece. A warrior, maybe? This almost looks like an altar. What would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out of the salt. A good question. I can't go any further to the right there, but I thought I saw, yeah, another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. Ladeus' soul ascended in the Mithraeum. My soul will descend in this damned hall of salt. Christ, that's rough. There's that word again, Mithraeum. It must have been important to the Romans. Oh, descending deeper. More pottery. Another shard. More Latin writing. If we cannot enter the Mithraeum, we will make our own altar to the gods. So it was like a temple. Yeah, it sounds like the Mithraeum was some kind of temple. Oh, I never heard the word before. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, back up and out of this place. I'm not sure if there was any more to be seen this way. There's been more than I was kind of expecting. I'm glad it's paying off for her. Hey, this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. I have a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Puzzle time. I see. Click here. Yes. I think that's what oh my god, I can rotate. I do not wish to rotate. I wish to place it. This... Okay, the controls are a little bit funny. I'm not actually sure yet. Fine, I'll come back to you. Can I find the rest of this body, maybe? Maybe here? And rotate? No. Maybe. Maybe. That's a maybe. That's a big old maybe. Yeah, yeah, actually here. Okay, so it's a no on the other one. Is it? Or is it right? That's right. Maybe. Yeah, because this whole thing, the pottery might not be complete. I have to remember. So, like, this might not be smooth. Is this gonna fit? No, this will. Perfect. Okay, that's progress. Maybe this guy? Like, upside down? Nope, nope. Yep, yep, yep. Ooh, this guy's being stabbed. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Maybe I should have. You look like you go here. Nope. Just the way you were. Which means you go here. And then this one will go here. And you, this hair should be here. Controls are slightly fiddly, but that's okay. Okay, here, I think it's going to be this one. Come on, ah! I'm not good with this mouse rotate. There we go. And he's got a sword, doesn't he? Or a dagger. Oh, that big divot is a pretty big giveaway. Do you have this horizontal pattern? And you're what's left. Got it! The figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an early myth even before the Romans. Let's see. This must be Perchta, and those must be forest spirits? Part of the wild hunt? Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a man to Perchta. The bottom half of the lid continues the story. These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. This must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tossing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. Huh. I think I may go with this. Like, I don't know. It's... Yeah. Very pagan. I doubt anyone would want to see our past shown this way. I mean, probably not, but it is your past. Right? I'm not sure if it's the best story to portray, though. Like, is it appropriate for the thing? I think I'll go here. This is part of our history. I'm not sure if this is the best story to portray. I'll have to think more about it before I decide for certain. Alright, I better keep going before I run out of oil in my lamp. Yeah, no, that's true. Wait, like, keep going down? The end. Oh, a cave-in. The wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Was this collapse recent? Huh. I won't be able to go any further with all the rubble. I suppose this is as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the wall show me what Tassing was like when the Romans were here. I wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. And putting the pottery shard back together showed one of the earliest stories of Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here. My oil's running out. Time to climb back out. Okay. I hope this climbing back out goes okay. I no longer seem to have my rope. Like, that's the thing, is I think I could have used the rope or gotten their help. But... Ah! Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? Shit, did somebody try to kill us? Is it the same person who tried to kill Klaus, who kind of is killing Klaus? I better get out of this shaft before another rock comes crashing down. Yeah, see, honestly, they should have waited till we were climbing. So maybe it was a warning? Or an opportunistic moment? Who was that? A lot of people knew we were coming down to the mine. Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out here. Well, now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. I should go back to the rat house and get to work. Okay, so that was the time it took. Back to the rat house. Oh! Holler. You! Yes? I'm Holler Brent, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? I'm the printer's daughter, Magdelene. I didn't ask for your name. I asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? I was in the salt mine? Oh god. This is gonna be tough. It's true. Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is. I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came in here. Ah, a mysterious lost pig. Who apparently belongs to no one. Say nothing. Oh shit! If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Jesus, yes. Good. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's laws. Whew. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I'd never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. Suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and get back to work the rat house. Yeah, well, somebody's down a pig. I wonder if they were just letting it graze, like let it loose, and then be like, it was quote-unquote lost. What's up, Apollo? Hey, Magdalene. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Okay. Rat house. Work on mural. Do I actually decide, or is she doing something random based on the things I was thinking? Oh, hi, Oots. Hey, Mags, how's the mural coming along? Magdalene. Can't you let it go? Mags is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman. I can't. Ugh, don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalene. How's the mural going? It doesn't look like much yet. Well, of course it doesn't look like anything now. I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Hmm. What am I gonna do here? I kind of like this story from Il Peter. Um, although that myth is pretty fun. This one. The thing is though, these are just stories. These are very much mythological. This is like how people really lived, and this is something that the people here made. I did go into the mine for it, but like that's awfully kind of dark to depict on the mural. And I think having something more mythological is fine since it is the distant past and it's like these are the vibes, right? I think I'll go with this one. Il Peter remembered a legend about a chieftain Ratus who healed a wolf that led him to our spring. Huh, really? Is that how we all got here? Kind of sounds like some story I heard about a saint. I don't think I've heard it. Sorry. Ah. So what made you choose this story anyway? I like that it's about the founding of Tassing. Everybody knows the spring in the woods. I guess that's true. We all know that it's old and it's always been there. This just tells a story about how we found it. Thanks for explaining it. Um, yeah, of course. I want you all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now I figured out this portion of the mural out. I better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Mags. Magdalene. There you go. Good night, Oots. Good night, Magdalene. I don't know if I made the right choice. It'd be interesting to do this again and see some of the other choices. Now that I've decided how to depict Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kirsau's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned that a Matthew Fosigniso used to be a brother in Kirsau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write them both now before bed. All right, where to begin? Mother Illuminata told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther too. Let's see. I'll stick with what they are now, right? Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's rat house. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kirsau's early history. I understand you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know any places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Huh. Should she say this? I think I'm just gonna say thank you for your help and consideration. Thank you for your help, Magdalene. Esther, please forgive me for not writing sooner. Christ, I don't even know where to begin. The whole world seems to be crumbling around me. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy, he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Soltz says that he's not going to recover, that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Yeah, I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to argue with Dad's condition. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was, "Stop." It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I'd ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about Dad. Oots has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints, too. I guess we have to decide how she feels about it. I don't know. We'll go easy on Oots. It's sweet. I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas, if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. Okay, I assume it's now bedtime. It's late. I should get rest soon. Let's go to sleep. I just want to know who the thread puller was, if it's the same person now, because it's been 18 years. Alright. A lot more time passing here. A couple weeks, I guess. It's amazing how different the second part feels. The first part was always like, it's in the span of a few days, hours matter, and you're very limited on what you can do. And here it's like days will pass by. I've had the time to talk to everybody, do all the things. It's very different being with Magdalene than with Andreas. Not in a bad way, just different. And it makes me wonder, I'm like, is this the last part? Is there going to be another time skip? Another character? There's so much that could happen. I don't know. All right, Mistress Druckerin, a few more letters for you. Let's take them. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. First letter is from Reverend Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Mr. Stuckerin. I was not acquainted with your family during my years in Kearsarge. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalog the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Maybe I should have put the other thing, as some people regret. Some time after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kearsarge Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kearsarge family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kearsarge changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia Kearsus. Thus burned the history of Kearsarge. Well, we cannot change the past. I have heard that Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. Order of Contemplative Nuns, founded by Saints Clare and Francis of Assisi. As the name suggests, the Poor Clares are devoted to extreme poverty. They subsist purely on the donation of alms. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of Saint Moritz. Apostolic poverty, Christian doctrine that calls for followers to live without owning personal property or accumulating money. While it was condemned by the Catholic Church as heretical, its defenders claim their practices are based on the lives of Christ and the apostles as described in Scripture. Heretical, of course. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kearsarge's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep you and protect you. The Most Reverend Matthew, etc., Archdeacon of Sion. Ah, another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdelene, I am terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are further away than is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Literally the name in Hebrew. This is a way to refer to God indirectly in informal conversation or writing. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I'm encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age where all may read the works of great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. I love how she means a new age ushered in by the printing press, which of course is her family's business and Magdalene's. It's pretty great. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I'm glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and Father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simond. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with Mother and Father quite often now. So I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. I love their friendship. So good. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. Werner was supposed to check on Dad today. Wonder where he is. Maybe I should try to find him later. Ah, good morning, Magdalene. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be all right. Your letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? Yeah, he didn't have much to say. He was still upset about the Abbey's destruction. He did say the Abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares may have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. Oh boy. I wonder how the frogs went. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsie? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Caviezel's used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will. Thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad, just to take a look. All right, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, all right? All right, good luck. Yeah, Klaus? Magdalene. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. All right, I'll come back and check on you later. Okay, I just want to make sure there wasn't anything else. Oh, yeah, Clara said she'd come help out. Magdalene, dear. Hello, Clara. Thank you again for helping me look after the house. I can't tell you how much more time this gives me to work on the mural. Oh, it's no trouble. You have your hands full as it is. I know Dad really enjoys the company while I'm working, too. Ah, yes. He sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You two keep a clean house, too. Well, aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of your supplies. Thank you, Clara, truly. You've been such a blessing to us both. Oh, you're such a dear, Magdalene. God bless you. That is nice of her to come. Is there anything else happening over here? Yeah. I'll clean it up later. The mural is more important. Okay, touche. So now where are my options? I've got the Abbey. I've got... Oh, you know what? While I'm here, I'll go talk to Father Thomas. See if there's been any repercussions from the little prank. I was a little bit concerned that I'd give him a heart attack or something. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. Yeah, it's interesting how different her reaction was to Andreas's. Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. And God bless you, Father Thomas. Do you have a moment? Of course. What can I help you with? I wanted to ask you about Tassing Saints. I'd like to represent them in the Rat House. I'm thrilled to hear it. The Saints will make a wonderful centerpiece for the murals. Um, no, not as a centerpiece, simply as part of Tassing's history. Of course. I consider our saints to be central to Tassing's history. Kearsau's, too. But, there is one saint you're overlooking. Contemplate this. Why, the Blessed Virgin, of course. Mary. Many people forget that Mary is the greatest saint. And she visited one of the peasants here in Tassing centuries ago. The Virgin Mary appeared at Tassing? Why? Yes, she appeared to give a message. Centuries ago, a farmer in the fields behind us had 3 visions of Mary. In the first, she told him that she wanted him to tell the Bishop of Freising that she had appeared. The peasant traveled down to Freising, but the bishop would not see or hear him. I mean, that seems like a reasonable response, all things considered, but I'll just keep listening. The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. The Virgin showed him a pattern, a labyrinth. She told him to draw it on a sheet of birch bark and give the drawing to the Bishop of Freising. Keep listening. The bishop attempted to turn the peasant away, but he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in a dream 3 nights earlier. He met with the peasant, who told him of the 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story, and he came here, to Tassing. The bishop came here? He did. It's the only time the bishop has come to Tassing. And when the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. She told the farmer that the town needed to build this church. She told the bishop to support the town. I had no idea that's where all of this came from. It's not a story I tell much anymore. I suppose the people here think of Moritz and Satya, their connection to this place. Mary is such a core part of their prayers that they forget about our particular Mary. But in any case, Our Lady's demands were clear, so the bishop helped fund the creation of this church. The people of Tassing have been using it ever since. When was the painting made? You're not from Tassing. How did you hear the story? True, I am not. The people told me when I came. And the former priest told them when they were children, and so on. The priest and the flock have shared the responsibility of passing on the story over the centuries. Thank you for your story, Father Thomas. Have I convinced you to include the saints prominently in the mural? I'm still considering it. Well, if deliberation fails you, perhaps you will find that prayer gives you greater clarity. God bless you in your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. I don't want to make promises I can't keep. Yep. Okay. I don't think the frogs had any lasting effect at all. Fantastic. Maybe they couldn't catch any. A plague of 2 frogs is not very plague-like. Alright. Oh. Who's this? Martha and Carl. Hey, Magda. But it's still so beautiful here, Martha. One more moment. Alright. Take your time. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Dad, look who it is. Good morning, Mr. Struckerin. Hello, Martha. Carl, how are you today? On our usual walk around town. November hasn't grown too cold yet. Dr. Stoltz says Dad needs to keep using the leg or the pain will get worse. And I'm getting old. Not so old you can sit around at home telling stories. You're about the same age as my dad, aren't you? Ah, Klaus has always been too stubborn to grow old. Shame what happened to him. As if you're not stubborn too. No arguments from me there. Peter survives through sheer stubbornness. Given that the alternative is Werner, I'm glad to have something. Can't even find his ass with both hands. Dad. Nobody likes the town doctor. What? Anton would have made a better doctor than him. Which one was Anton? Child. Vague child. Don't remember. Ah, Anton, my poor boy. It's all right, Dad. I'm sorry, Carl. It's not your fault, Magdalene. Just a babe, then. I can't... It's my fault that he died. Wait a minute. Is Carl the one who we tried to convince Andreas, like, to let us and the nuns pass and we couldn't because we made lewd remarks in front of Anton? Anton died that night? Oh, no. It's not Dad. You know it's not. He shouldn't have been with me that night. He shouldn't have. I was a fool. What happened? I know I was there, but all I remember is the flames. What a fire it was. The whole abbey engulfed. I was bleeding. Anton tried to drag me out of the fight. Then that godforsaken large snake stepped between us. I hope he burns in hell. Mercenaries found throughout the Holy Roman Empire in service to the imperial army. They are known for their colorful and flamboyant fashion, their ferocity, and their short lifespans. Was that Samuel who was sitting on the porch all the time? I can't even imagine what that was like. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? 7 or so. I didn't understand what was happening. Someone brought Dad home in the middle of the night. It was dark, confusing. There was screaming outside. Mom and a couple of the men who brought Dad in were trying to patch up the wound, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. She kept shouting, "Where's Anton? Where's Anton?" There was blood on the floor. You cried so much you threw up. We couldn't get you to stop. I couldn't understand where Anton had gone. Dad tried to explain, but... Martha, my dear, enough of that. I'm so sorry. How did you go on? Did I? I don't know. Some nights I think I'm there still. The abbey is always burning. Jeez, the trauma. My Helena passed not long after. I was left alone with Martha to care for. Wait for him to continue. I had to keep going for Martha, and somehow my daughter grew into a wonderful woman despite it all. Suppose that was all Helena's doing. Dad, if I'm any good, it's because of you. Yeah, thank you for telling me about the night, Carl, Martha. Time doesn't heal, Magdalene, but it does dull the ache. It's time we continued with the walk, Dad. Yes, dear, I'm feeling much more alive now. Be well, you two. Jeez, the trauma. Oh, and I think that's all the time I have today to end on that down over note. And I'll investigate the Abbey's ruins and Sister Gertrude next time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.